you going to interpret the object project that we've given you?
Okay, so on Instagram I have this hashtag called Freya's Field Boots, and I like to take a picture of my boots when something presents itself to sort of like wherever I am in the world, to show the different sort of areas I'm walking in and things that I've seen. I like to think my boots have seen a lot of the world.
So what kind of environments are you going to look for around here?
I don't know, in an area like this it's a bit difficult, so I would probably look for something a bit more texture related. So probably what I would do is sort of line up my boots with a nice kind of bit of grass. Maybe here it's a bit more dew. If I can like zoom in or zoom out as I want, and there's lots of like nice browns and greens and textures in here. I don't know why, but I really love looking for things that are just sort of a bit symmetrical, especially in nature where things tend not to be symmetrical. I love things like that. It kind of makes a natural triangle, so I might write a caption about sort of like finding the right way for you, or sort of like looking out for signs. It's all about, I guess, telling a story. So whenever professionally, or even when I'm shooting for Instagram, I always think first about the audience, you know, who the client's audience or my audience, what would they like, what would they respond to, that kind of thing. So I think that for me is always the first question. And then secondly, it's sort of what's around you, what's different, what tells a story.
When did you start taking photography seriously, and how did that translate to Instagram?
I guess I started taking it seriously when I started blogging, and then realized that actually a lot of blogging is photography. And then, you know, along came Instagram that every blogger was jumping in on, and so I started doing more photography and practicing more, and then slowly over time it evolved away from blogging and lifestyle and more into editorial and documentary work.
What's your approach to photographing animals?
You always have to be ready. The amount of times that I've come across an animal and my camera hasn't been set up, or it's not, you know, to the right settings, and I've missed something. Like not that long ago, we weren't sort of expecting or waiting to see any animals, but we were driving through a national park in Kenya, and out of the bush exploded a mother rhinoceros with her baby, and the sun was setting in the background, and they were there just for a second, and they sort of like zoomed past, and I got my camera up and I took the photo, and it was the most beautiful photo, but it was so overexposed that there was nothing I could do. And it's just about, you know, having patience, but also not taking any moment for granted.
It's so interesting how you remember those moments as snapshots in themselves. It's almost like you can still recall the perfect image that would have been within those moments.
Yeah, there are so many photos that I have burned into the back of my mind.
What tips would you give to anyone who's trying out the object project _boots?
It's all about, I guess, telling a story. So what are you into? What do you love? That kind of thing. For example, if you're more into like flowers than anything else, you could show like a flat lay that you're styling, but include your boots, almost like a behind the scenes shot. Or, you know, if you're into cooking or baking more than anything else, you could sort of style a little bit, but kind of show the behind the scenes of like how messy you've made your kitchen, like the mess on the floor, like a broken egg or some spilled flour, some spilled milk or something like that, and just include your boots. I always like to take things outdoors and see what I find, sort of the things in nature that I find. But yeah, I think it's mostly just keeping your eye out for something new that tells a story and sort of captivates people.